Hi Louie, just a little bit of analysis on our last lesson the other day when we went up to Harrogate. Here we are at the dreaded panel traffic lights, and this is all you really needed to have done, was just pull the car forward, as you know, going right towards Harrogate. Take note of how far away from the stop line you've pulled up here. You need to be a little bit further forward than that, up to that first stop line. The colour of the tarmac doesn't mean anything. It's just highlighting that area. It's not a cycle area or anything like that. Here we are a bit further on after the lights have changed, coming towards that steep hill that goes up into Harrogate. In a second you'll see the 50 speed limit signs. There they are. So I was encouraging you here to keep the speed up, 45, 50, because there's nothing in front of us. As to when to change down for the hill, that's a little bit tricky to judge. At the moment I'm thinking, keep the power on, because although it's a bend, it's going slightly uphill, road's wide, no warnings, short white lines in the middle. Now's the time I'm thinking, I need a lower gear for this, so gear 4 now would have been the thing to do, as it was we left it a little bit later than that. And it was probably nearer here where we decided to go for gear 4, and of course we lost too much speed by then. Eventually it comes back into one lane here. Here's about where most drivers would begin slowing, because the gradient's quite steep and you slow down quite quickly coming up the hill. We're already at 30 now, so that's we don't need to do any more slowing. A little bit further along that same road actually, again look where you stop in terms of where the stop line is. We got a little bit confused over the traffic lights here. When they change, straight ahead has a green filter. So in other words, we can go. We should have been in the left lane there rather than choosing the right lane. Left lane's where you go normally if you're going straight on. The right lane was if you're planning overtaking or turning right. Here there's an additional lane comes in, and then we're back onto ordinary two-way traffic. Here we are turning right. A bit hesitant here. A little bit hesitant here. We could have gone then really, there's plenty of time before the bus gets to us. Now we're in a bit of a dangerous place with all that traffic coming down our left side. Eventually we get the chance to go, but ideally we'd have gone sooner than that. It was just a case of getting more prepared when you were coming up to it. Next clip I think is the staggered crossroads. Here we go. We're going where the Range Rover's coming from. He's got a left signal on and so did we. However, better not to have a left on and just give a right now when you're planning to turn off the major road. Here we are back at the Woodlands crossroads up in Harrogate, and again you can see we're short of the stop line again. Car to our left, he's where we should be. He's not in the cycle zone, he's right up to the stop line for the cars. Traffic lights go green, got a green filter. As we turn here back right towards Wetherby, the road breaks into two lanes, and lane discipline says go for the near side lane, which is where I've guided you into, unless you're planning to turn right or overtake. There's two lanes at both those junctions to get the traffic away from the busier junction. Road positioning now. This is us going from the Kestrel roundabout up towards Knaresborough, 60 speed limit. You'll see a lay-by sign come up on the left hand side. We're very close, we're too close to the centre of the road here. It's not too obvious, but look how far I move you over. You'll see it in a second. There's a full metre, so you need to be thinking about that. Make sure you're not following that centre line. Here's the same footage. There's a noticeable difference, isn't there, between where you were putting us and where you need to be. That's it. Next section's much further along now. We're back in Wetherby. Turning right at the mini roundabout. You dealt with this quite nicely. Car in front goes, and then we get our chance. Notice the huge lorry ploughing its way over the bridge towards us. We have priority, but you'd want to keep the car slow enough so that if he doesn't give you your priority, you can still stop without ploughing into the side of him. You dealt with that okay. Here we turn left just after Costa. There's a whole driving lesson on these markings, but look at the solid white lines and the broken white lines. So there's a solid triangle, not allowed to drive over that. That's to protect the buses and also to protect cars coming out of the junction from the buses. Couple of points here. Hazard perception. This is after I've dropped you off. See the guy at the back of the truck? I wait for him to look at me, get out of the way, and then I go through the space, rather than trying to do it while he's got his back to us. Just a little learning exercise, that. Similar thing with the next section. This is me driving home, coming, you probably recognise it, coming up towards the mini roundabout at the bottom of Crossley Street. Multiple hazards here. Got pedestrians, got cars coming onto the roundabout, but I'm looking at those traffic lights, because everything else follows on from the traffic lights beyond the mini roundabout. You're going to see some stills in a second. I negotiate the roundabout and then obviously give way to the pedestrians. I wait till the pedestrians have left the crossing at flashing amber before I set off. So as you approach one set of hazards, you've got to be thinking about the next ones. So I'm really thinking, well, I can get across that roundabout, but I'm going to have to stop for the traffic lights. So I drive briskly up to the roundabout, and a chance to go when that big car blocks the oncoming traffic, and then I get the brakes on and just give way for the pedestrians. But you have to have seen the second hazard to deal with the first one properly. Hope this helps, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.